It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join News Director Paul David and News Editor Philip Catafamo as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics in Yavapai County that affect all our lives. And now here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. As always, it is great to have you in the studio with us today. I'm Paul David. Joining us virtually is Sue Thu with Vitalant. Used to be United Blood Services, but now Vitalant because, of course, they're across the country, so they consolidated their name into one, so everyone knows who Vitalant is. But we're going to talk blood drives because this time of the year is always a time when they need it a lot. The entire country needs blood donations. Hello, Sue. Hi, Sue Thu.
Hello. It's so nice to see you again.
You too. Let's pull you into the conversation right away instead of me rambling on. But Sue, you were here in the spring and we were having some blood draw issues just because we had COVID-19, of course, raise its head this year, and it was going to be some challenges for that. And I know in the past the Zika virus was one we talked about, and how the beginning of the year it was one way, but by the end of the year we've learned so much more about the Zika that it was different when it came to blood donation. So I've got to imagine things are kind of the same for COVID-19 when it comes to blood donations. Have we learned a lot throughout the year?
It's been a very unusual year. We started out at the beginning of the pandemic with hundreds of blood drives being canceled because people were working from home, schools weren't in session, there was virtual learning, and many other businesses that typically host blood drives for us, suddenly couldn't because they didn't have the space to provide the social distancing. In the first 5 months of the pandemic, 560 blood drives were canceled, which resulted in a loss of 17,000 blood donations just across Arizona. And, the only thing that kept us from being in a blood shortage emergency was the fact that non-elective surgeries were canceled for a time. Then back in May, when the elective surgeries started coming back on schedule, we had even a more challenging time just trying to find the bigger venues where we could host blood drives, provide that social distancing, because donating blood is an essential activity. You can't stop collecting blood because there are still surgery patients, cancer patients, accident victims, as well as those COVID-19 patients. So going into the fall, we're still seeing some of that. We had about 8,000 units of blood canceled through canceled blood drives in November and December alone. And that's, of course, because of virtual learning and not a lot of in-person blood drives at schools, as well as other businesses still continuing that work from home mode. And so it's been challenging, to say the least.
I've got to say, the numbers have started to go back up in the state again, too. So that's going to be some new challenges as well. Finding those locations, people might not be as comfortable as they were, say, a month ago to have you guys come in.
Well, we've done everything to make it absolutely safe for people to donate blood. First of all, you're not going to see a lot of blood-mobile blood drives because, people are in closer contact on blood mobiles. And right now, we only allow 2 people on the bus at the same time. So we can still provide that social distancing. It's just not very efficient for us. We're relying on those locations that have, larger spaces where we can spread out, keep that 6 feet between donors. People's temperatures are being taken before they come into the blood drive. All of our staff are wearing masks and gloves. We are sanitizing in between donors in all of the donor touch areas. Everything is being done to make it safe for people to donate blood. People needn't worry. The bigger worry would be if people were afraid to come out and donate blood, because we can't just not have a blood supply. You never know when you're going to find yourself in need of a life-saving transfusion. And so we have to make sure there's blood on the shelves at all times.
Okay, well, let's make mention real quick before we jump into. I wanted to have you talk about the antibodies that you guys are finding in the blood as well. But there are blood drives coming up between now and the end of the year, which is just, we're in December now. It's just started, so there's 30 days here we got left. But there are blood drives that Sue sent me from Vitalant in Prescott Valley, Camp Verde, Sedona, Flagstaff, Tuba City. So there's several blood drives coming up this month that we can participate in and help out our fellow man around the state with donating blood. Website for you is vitalant.org. You can go there, vitalant.org. That's vitalant.org. Or you can call 877-25-VITAL to find out more information about, I would imagine appointments are probably what you guys want for the blood drive, so you know exactly who's coming and when and all that, instead of having a bunch of people standing around waiting, which can't have anymore now?
That's right. The appointments aren't required, but we certainly do prefer them because it helps us manage the crowd. It helps us know that we've got enough donors coming in to meet the blood supplies. So it's really simple to make an appointment, and then that way you're ensured that that space is held open for you. We won't let people in before we're ready for them. So you don't want people standing outside in the elements waiting to come into the blood drive. They can go to vitalant.org. We also, before we get that website out there promoted too heavily, I want to mention something special that is going on during the month of December, and that's our first holiday blood drive challenge. First responders know all too well the importance of an ample blood supply at all times. And so we are dedicating the month of December to first responders so people can actually give blood virtually in honor of first responders. And what kind of support, you can imagine how that makes people feel to know that, they're out there putting themselves in the front lines, and people across Arizona are donating blood in their honor. To dedicate your blood donation to the First Responder Holiday Blood Drive Challenge, you can give blood at any Vitalant location. You just simply need to register at vitalant.org/first responder. As soon as you dedicate your donation, then it'll redirect you to our appointment place where you can search for blood drives in your community and make your appointment to donate. But, please consider being part of our First Responder Holiday Blood Drive Challenge, because it is something so important that brings right into our faces the need for blood in emergency situations.
Are you filling up your blood drives right now? Are they doing well? Are you booking out all the appointments?
We are. The bigger thing is to make sure that every blood drive is maximized. We have cut down the number of appointments at so many of our locations because we're providing that social distancing, which makes it even more important that we don't go into a blood drive with, just a handful of appointments. So we have structured it so that we're trying to make sure that every appointment is filled. It's really easy to make an appointment, but with a daily need of about 600 blood donors across Arizona, it's so important that people give. We are into our hardest time of the year right now to maintain our state's blood supply. The holidays bring, in front of us a whole another set of factors. Not only are we battling the fact that many people can't give blood because they might be sick with COVID-19, but we're in flu season. We're in the holiday season, which, a lot of people are distracted with, other things that make it not right in the front of their minds that the importance of donating blood.
Yeah, exactly. So think about that for the rest of the month. Like I said, there's blood drives. We're going to take our first break soon. There's blood drives coming up in Prescott Valley, Camp Verde, Cottonwood, Sedona, Flagstaff, Tuba City. There's a lot of them out there. So again, you can go to vitalant.org or call 877-25-VITAL. This is Countywide. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and we'll come right back.
Two things we can count on every year:
a new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
The EPA says C&B Construction ranks in the top 1% nationally. C&B Construction invites you to see what energy efficiency and indoor air quality can be. We have won another Department of Energy Innovation Award, and C&B Construction is the only contractor in the country to win 6 consecutive EPA Indoor Air Plus awards. Experience our zero-energy, move-in-ready homes at Crossroads at Mingus.
C&B Construction, locally respected, nationally recognized. Find out more at candbhomes.com.
Are you struggling to overcome an addiction, depression, insomnia, or a weight problem? Then it's time for you to meet with Dr. Elaine Kissel, award-winning, world-renowned hypnotherapist, author, and mind trainer. Now you can get her help from the privacy and comfort of your own home. Let Elaine Kissel create a personalized hypnotherapy plan to overcome your problem forever. Call 844-4KISSEL now for a discounted evaluation appointment. That's 844-4KISSEL.
Been hearing about the crazy benefits of CBD? Find out how CBD can help you at Sedona's #1 resource, CBD Sedona. Come in for a free consultation and let our trained medical staff help you find the perfect product for you. Pain-relieving salves, full-spectrum oils, CBD skincare, bath bombs, and even CBD for your pets. Come on by CBD Sedona today.
Welcome back to Countywide. We're sitting down with Vitalant's Sue Thu talking about blood donations going on for the rest of the year and how this is a difficult time of year to get blood donations, and it's been a difficult year in general to get blood donations due to COVID-19. Vitalant.org is the website you want to go to, Vitalant.org. Was it / first responders, Sue, for the special going on this month?
It's actually, I think, / first responder. That's exactly right.
Okay,
Just right,
okay.
you have it on the screen.
Okay. And then the phone number is 877-25-VITAL, VITAL, 877-25-VITAL. Let's talk about antibodies. A lot of people want to know if they've got the antibody, the COVID-19 antibodies in their system, but a blood drive is how you can find out, donating.
Absolutely. And, I'm really proud to say that Vitalant was the first blood provider in the country to implement COVID-19 antibody testing on all blood donations. So we started testing all the blood donations on June 1st, and anybody who comes in and donates will receive that COVID-19 antibody test. They can log on to their donor portal about a week after they donate blood to find out their antibody status. And I want to make sure everybody understands the difference between a COVID-19 test and an antibody test. A COVID-19 test indicates whether or not you're currently sick. That's not what we do. We don't accept blood donations from people who are currently ill. The antibody test means that your body has successfully recovered from COVID-19, and those antibodies in your blood are what helped you recover. And for some of the more gravely ill patients out there, when we take convalescent plasma from some of the donors that test positive for the COVID-19 antibodies, that means that they can provide antibodies to some of the more gravely ill patients to help them recover, because some of those patients that are in the hospital that are so gravely ill lack the necessary antibodies to be able to fight off COVID-19. So that's one of the benefits of this test, is that you could be identified as a potential future convalescent plasma donor. And what a great feeling that would be to help somebody who might not otherwise survive from COVID-19 be able to successfully fight the disease.
Well, that's on top of everything else that's going on that people need the blood for, because you don't just use the blood for one thing anymore. I mean, you take a pint of blood from me, you're using it for several different patients these days.
Absolutely. In a typical blood donation, when people come in and donate, they're going to give whole blood, and then we'll take the blood back to our laboratory. We'll separate it into components. The red cells will go to somebody who's either had an accident or a trauma or a surgery, somebody who's had some substantial blood loss, or somebody who is in such a weakened state that they're dealing with anemia on top of whatever medical condition they're currently fighting. The plasma in their their blood will go to help somebody who's suffering from internal bleeding. So on a regular blood donation from somebody who is just, giving whole blood, the plasma provides clotting factors, the red blood cells replace blood volume loss. Now, for people who have been identified as potential convalescent plasma donors, that's a whole different donation type. So the first time you give a regular blood donation. You find out you're a potential convalescent plasma donor. Then your next donation, you could consider giving just plasma, which would provide 2 to 5 complete transfusions for a COVID-19 patient who's having trouble fighting the disease.
Wow, that's impressive. Convalescent plasma. Did you explain what that is? Can you explain what convalescent plasma is?
Sure. So, your body develops antibodies to fight off whatever. It's your immune system to fight off whatever has invaded your system.
Okay.
And that's, just part of our body's regular immune system. But in the case of COVID-19, people who have recovered from COVID-19 will develop antibodies in their own system that could potentially help protect them. It may provide them, people don't really know right now, but they suspect that it might provide you some kind of immunity from COVID-19 in the future, at least for a period of time. But those antibodies that recovered COVID-19 survivors have could also be used as a medicine to help the more gravely ill patients recover from COVID-19. So when you give convalescent plasma, you're doing a specialized donation procedure. It's very similar to giving a double red cell donation, and people are pretty familiar with that, where you have the option of just giving 2 units of red blood cells instead of whole blood, which is 1 red cell and 1 plasma. Well, people who are giving convalescent plasma are only giving their plasma. When they give blood, their red cells are returned, and that plasma is separated into components, into complete transfusions. Depending upon a person's weight, you can give 2 to 5 units of convalescent plasma, and those units go to help COVID-19 patients who are struggling to recover from COVID-19.
Wow.
It's currently the only antibody treatment available for the most gravely ill patients.
We certainly want those people to come in then, don't we?
We absolutely do. So that's one of the benefits of donating is you find out your antibody status, and then you can make the decision whether or not you're going to consider giving a convalescent plasma donation on your next donation that you give with Vitalant. It is so badly needed right now that the FDA has made it an emergency investigational new drug, which allows people to give convalescent plasma as frequently as once a week if they have the antibodies. So it's really important. It's at emergency low levels in the nation. We are the leading provider of convalescent plasma in the country, but we're trying desperately to double our number of convalescent plasma donations by the end of January.
You sent here to me the need for convalescent plasma is outpacing donations by about 40% in the state. So, yeah, that says it right there.
And so there's a huge, huge need for convalescent plasma donors.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get that ball rolling for you, right? Now, if I'm giving blood, we've got about a minute before we have to take a break, Sue. I can't give blood once a week, but if I've got the convalescent plasma, I can give up to once a week. But if I typically want to give donate blood, how often can I come in and do that?
So a whole blood donation can be given every 8 weeks. Or for donors who gave a double red cell, or otherwise known as a power wet red, they have to wait 16 weeks. So once a person's given whole blood, 8 weeks later, they're eligible to donate convalescent plasma. So they do need to wait that 8 weeks, and then they can give convalescent plasma as often as once a week. And that's because they receive back their red blood cells. And so it's a very important donation procedure for people to consider.
All right. Let's take our second break. Vitalant's Sue Thu is in studio today. Phone number is 877-25-VITAL, or go to vitalant.org. Stick around. Countywide back in just a couple minutes.
Who doesn't dream of home improvements? Perhaps your kitchen, the real living room. maybe the bathroom, where you bookend your day. Langstrand Contracting is your one-stop shop from teardown to finishing touches. With 35 years of experience, Chris and his team will work with you to match your family's style and budget. Call Langstrand Contracting today for guidance in bringing your vision to life.
Award-winning Soundbites Grill is an entertainment restaurant located in Uptown Sedona at the Hyatt Pinion Point Resort. Open for lunch and dinner, featuring fresh fish, all-natural hand-cut beef, even a full vegan menu. Family-friendly, open 11:30 to 9, late dining on Friday and Saturday. Soundbites Grill has some of the best views of the Sedona Red Rocks. Offers world-class entertainment, food, fun, and music.
Hi, this is Greg at Verde Solar Power. You know, Arizona has lots of clean, renewable sunshine, and we want to help you take advantage of it with our quality solar installations, and we offer to beat any written offer on a residential solar electric system. So bring us your electric bill and let us show you how solar power will save you money. We're located conveniently here in the Verde Valley and are dedicated to helping the valley go solar. So remember, the energy solution comes up every morning.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles.
Welcome back to Countywide. We've got just a few minutes left in the program with Vitalant's Sue Thu to talk about blood donations, blood drives, and just how important they are this time of year. Just real quick, there's a few coming up really quick. Prescott has one on December 3rd, Thursday at from 10 to 2 at St. Luke's Episcopal Church. There's more in Prescott on the 19th, the 30th, December 7th, Monday in Prescott Valley, Canyon View Prep Academy. So these are things you can go to Vitalant.org and find out and make an appointment to make sure you can participate. Camp Verde's got, Camp Verde's got one coming up on the December 17th, but the closest ones right now are going to be in Cottonwood, Friday, December 4th, and Saturday, December 5th, 9 to 2 on the 4th, 8 to 1 on the 5th, and that's at Verde Valley Medical Center. So there's plenty of opportunities that we mentioned during the show to step up and donate blood if you would like. That's Vitalant.org is what you want to go to. And they do have the First Responder Holiday Blood Drive Challenge going on as well, so you can participate in that too. A lot of kids donating. It says here on your press releases that you released to me that it's the high schoolers. The high schoolers make a big dent in blood donations each year. That's got to have a huge impact on it this year because schools have been out for so long, it seems like.
Absolutely. You know, teens provide our highest amount of blood. In fact, every single year, just our high school blood drives alone bring in about 21,000 blood donations. They're providing 1 out of every 6 transfusions used in our state. So you can imagine the impact that makes when virtual learning is something that's happening right now. We're not seeing very many of those high school blood drives. So it's really important that people make it a point to step up and take the place of those teens or, go to another blood drive that's in the community. And it's super easy to find any of those blood drives that you mentioned simply by going to Vitalant.org. Once you're redirected to the scheduling site, you can search by city or zip code. So all of the blood drives in your own community will populate on the screen to make it easy to choose a convenient location.
Okay, real quick, how much time does it take when I show up until I leave? I know we've got COVID going on this year. I don't imagine it takes any more than maybe an hour to donate blood?
It really doesn't. The whole process start to finish is about 45 minutes. It's 15 minutes for the pre-donation interview, 15 minutes that you're in the donor bed, scrubbing your arm. The actual donation is only 5 to 10 minutes. Then we ask you to relax in our refreshment area and rehydrate and have a snack for about 15 minutes before you go about your day. It's really easy to donate, but boy, does it make a huge difference. And, we've got to think about we're getting closer and closer to the hardest week of the year for our state's blood supply. And because blood has a shelf life of 42 days, today's donations can help save lives through New Year's Day and beyond.
That's a good point. It's a good point to make right there. Yeah, the blood donations will last a good long time. Get us through the holidays, yeah, because the holidays are always, it's typical. We talk about this every year. It's the typical holiday stuff.
We do. And, you know, before I forget to even mention it, we have some fantastic community partners that are thanking blood donors throughout the month of December. In the Prescott area, the Streets of New York is offering every donor a voucher for a free pizza. In the Verde Valley, Acme Pizzeria is offering every donor a voucher for a free pizza in December. And then as we get closer up north in Flagstaff, Tuba City, Grand Canyon area, our partner is Fratelli Pizza offering a free slice and a drink. And it's just, you know, their way of helping to say thanks for helping out at such a crucial time for hospital patients.
Exactly. Give blood and, you know, have some lunch. Sue, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate you coming in and sitting down with us. That is today's show. Sue Thu with Vitalant. Again, it's vitalant.org. Visit that website. This is Countywide. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Thank you.